We begin with the man leading the world champs. Through 3 years, Steve Kerr is off to the best start of any head coach in league history. Inheriting a good team in 2014, he's guided the Warriors to greatness since and added 2 titles to a resume that includes 5 as a player. But Kerr's record doesn't even begin to capture a man both unassuming and outspoken. David Aldridge explored the origins of Kerr's role as Golden State's coach and conscience.
He's not always a happy Warrior.
Steve Kerr, very hot during that timeout.
But most days are good ones for Steve Kerr. The Warriors coach has 2 NBA titles in his first 3 seasons there and remains, most of the time, quick with a self-deprecating joke.
Well, we had very little talent, actually. It was mostly coaching.
Honest about the good fortune in his life.
I know how lucky I am to have this group.
Comfortable with who he is.
I love what I do. I like sitting here talking to you. I hope other people tell you that too.
Occasionally.
Occasionally?
Not all the time.
I like my job. I love my job. When you love something, it doesn't feel like work. This doesn't feel like work to me.
There's just this natural human quality about him that people are attracted to.
I don't know if not taking it seriously would be a fair way to say it, but he just has a really good perspective on the game and life, and so he doesn't view it as stress.
But outside the lines, Kerr is stressed about a lot of things over which he has no control.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a off the field right now, out?
His comments about the NFL players was as bad as anything he has said.
Total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Someone whose family member was a victim of terrorism, having lost my father, really going against the principles of what our country's about.
The Warriors are a multi-billion-dollar company with business and social relationships both in the U.S. and around the world. Yet Kerr continues to feel comfortable speaking out on the issues of the day, whether it's criticizing President Trump by name or demanding a decrease in the number of weapons that are available around the country. Kerr will not stick to sports.
I think some people probably think that I spend all my time, studying politics. I don't. I spend most of my time watching basketball, and that's my true passion. But I do read a lot about politics, and I follow what's going on. But I feel comfortable talking about it because I think it's important.
Kerr's family was shattered in 1984 when his father, Malcolm Kerr, then the president of the American University of Beirut, was assassinated on that campus by 2 gunmen. The assassins were never found. For Steve Kerr, basketball became a refuge, but not a place to hide from society's ills.
I would allow anyone with that kind of standing to speak on an issue that's that dear to them. This isn't someone that's just on a soapbox. This is somebody that was personally affected by something. So who am I, who is our organization to say, just talk about pick and roll coverage, Steve?
It's powerful in this situation where he is Steve Kerr, the person, before whatever the title is. He's responsible to that first before anything else. Yeah. I think he's a testament to answering to that is being a member of society as opposed to I'm head coach Steve Kerr.
I feel really strongly about the issues that are going on right now. It's scary. It's a very scary time for our country, and I think it's important for everybody to speak their mind. I just happen to have a pretty big platform.
Among the hardest truths for Kerr was dealing with his father's sudden death. It unfortunately made him aware of what Warriors general manager Bob Myers went through 2 years ago, when Myers' brother-in-law, Scott Dinsmore, with whom Myers was extremely close, was killed in an avalanche while climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Their partnership running the Warriors grew into something much deeper.
Sadly in life, it takes great loss to understand great loss. So whether we ever win or lose any more games, that moment, how he reached out to my wife's family, those are what makes relationships. I cried when we won, when I hugged Steve, I cried, and I was just like, that's what makes sports so beautiful. It's like the relationship, it's the sacrifice.
So Kerr brings a work hard,
Nothing there. Pick it up. Move it.
play hard,
Lock in defense.
but laugh-hard sensibility to his team's locker room.
It's never about him, almost to a fault, where, you know, he won't take credit for anything. He constantly deflects that credit to the people around him, but that empowers those people around him to feel even more invested in the outcome, and I think that that's a big part of his magic.
When two-time league MVP Steph Curry struggled to adjust to the presence of Kevin Durant early last season, bottoming out in a terrible performance on Christmas Day against the Cavaliers, Kerr went to Curry's house the next day to listen to Curry's troubles and to clear the air.
I don't know if anything groundbreaking was said, but just the gesture of him coming over, just understanding his level of care for not just how we're playing, but how we're feeling. We're human beings first, and just having that connection. So that meant a lot, and I think I was better off for it after that.
And while Kerr balances coaching a championship team with everything else, he's still dealing with the chronic and often severe back pain that has plagued him for more than 2 years.
I'm coping. You can probably tell I'm uncomfortable. I can't sit still without pain, and so I'm in pain.
I notice it more than others because I know his personality and his sort of mannerisms, and so I can see when he's not great. I mean, I'm shocked that he's been able to do what he's done with that, but he's tough.
I'm able to enjoy coaching. I'm able to enjoy my life. It'd be really nice to enjoy without pain, and that's my goal. That's what I'm trying to achieve.
Yet Kerr would blanch at the notion that his back or the issues of the day leave him unhappy. His life remains fulfilling, his team the best in the league, his world a joyful one.
He doesn't think he's better than anybody, but he doesn't think he's any worse. He's not coming at you as if I have 7 championships. Who are you to tell me what to do? Nor is he coming at it from an angle of, look, I'm unsure, I don't know what I'm talking about, can you help me? He's able to have humility with confidence, and that's a hard thing to strike.
You're going to have your moments, good and bad, but you get to compete every night, and you get to be with your guys and the camaraderie and all that stuff. So I love it.
Kerr's health, it seems, is the only thing that could keep him from coaching in Golden State for the foreseeable future. He and Bob Myers postponed discussion of a contract extension until the summer of 2018, so Kerr can be sure he's physically able to continue. His current deal expires in 2019.